Hi there. Thank you for joining me. It's a lovely day here. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, I want to talk to you about your soul's plan. And this may seem very abstract. You know, one of those things where you hear people talk about it and it just sounds like new agey, speak, and doesn't have any meat to it. But I'm here to tell you, your soul does have a plan. And what I've been experiencing in my life as I have gotten past some of the fear, learned to recognize my own intuition, learned to go back and recognize my own creativity again in my life and revisit that part of myself, I've confirmed that my soul has a plan. Not only have I confirmed that, this has been now manifesting in my life in just the craziest of ways, in material ways, in substantive ways, in fulfilling ways, in ways where I can no longer question that God is at work in my life, that there are higher powers, higher forces, eternal energies working with the universe behind the scenes to manifest things into my life. And I want to get into this in detail because, once again, using these words as an all-encompassing descriptor is one thing, right? But what does this look like for someone on the day-to-day? Who am I? What has my life been to date? And what do I mean by my soul's plan? And how would you even recognize such a thing? So let's get into it. Well, my name is Shay Smith. Above all, I'm a creative. I'm a creator. And I enjoy making content for people like yourself that are also creatives and also on this journey of self-discovery. This journey of opening up to the possibilities that you can achieve in life. And from my own personal perspective, right, I found myself at a point in life where I had become quite successful in business. I helped grow some $100 million companies more than once. I've done really great in business. I've even served my community and donated tons of money to projects and causes that I believed in. I have a wonderful family. I have a fulfilling family life, a young daughter who loves me unconditionally and that I've put all my love and light into, and a wife that I've been together with for 20 plus years, and we have just an amazing family. So before, let's say, my creative reemergence or connecting back a bit with my creative self, I was fulfilled in a lot of ways. However, that being said, there was something still missing from my life. And this started to make itself known to me in subtle ways. A feeling of there's gotta be something more. Can this really be it? And when you have it all, in a sense, and you've become successful and you've fulfilled on many of your life's dreams, you then can question these ideas and get yourself into a mental loop about this idea that there's more, that there's something else I should be doing, experiencing, feeling, sharing. And what it took for me to realize that this was more than just a mental loop, and this was a calling from, I'll use the word, my soul, my heart, my spirit, to create more, to share more. When I started to take those little hints and act on them a little bit at a time, I was reaffirmed bit by bit that I was on the right path. And it's at a point now that the creativity that I'm able to manifest and the art that I'm able to put out there that's coming essentially just through me, right? Because I don't take personal responsibility for these creations. I've learned that I am merely a channel for these things. And I've always been that way. I've always had this feeling of wanting to share with other people, to help other people, and to grow myself. However, I didn't realize for a long time that creativity was the way to do that. And in order to open up your creativity, a lot of it happens from the heart. And they're discovering now this neural network of heart cells that create an electromagnetic force that can actually sink in with your brain and the rest of your energy field and allow you to then open yourself up to this channeling, to this creativity, to these downloads from the universe, if you will, from God, of raw creativity. And for me personally, I've always been a musician of some sort. I always was drawn to music. I picked up a guitar when I was very small. I've always had beats and sounds going through my mind. I can remember being 8 years old in the bathtub and humming little beats and beatboxing and all these different things. And the way that this is manifest for me now, and you'll see this in my other videos, is I get a call to create something, and I create the music along with some narration, some digital art that I've collected, and using these different formats and putting them together, I've come up with my own storytelling process that's unique to me, that I'm putting out there now to the collective, because that's how I was called to do it, right? It's not as much representing me as it is representing a collective of creators, of creatives that will resonate with that frequency. And it's something, when you go down that road and you open yourself up to it, that you will just feel. And this was kind of the confusing part of this, because I'm very analytical in nature. So for years, I wanted to think myself into the spot I wanted to be, that my inner self, my soul, my spirit, that harmony that I was seeking, it was never going to be conquered or figured out or obtained or actualized from thinking. It really was the creative act of getting back into my own creativity and expressing myself that then really opened that further for me. So as a practical matter, what I suggest is slowing down and tuning into yourself first and foremost. And some of the things that have helped me with this are meditation, yoga, sauna and cold plunge, and in particular, this euphoric breathwork style that I've been doing for a while. I was blessed enough to end up at a place that offers these classes. And what I've noticed from this style of breathing, and for those that don't understand what this is, you breathe in and out through your mouth like you're sucking through a straw, which goes down into your diaphragm. And you do these patterns for the course of the breath work session. And then at the end, you experience the benefits of that. And for me, what that has been is this sense of literally floating a bit out of my body and literally seeing myself at the end of these classes, rushing through space and really seeing this. This is not in a sense imagining it. I think what's happening, okay, if I may, is that you're basically tapping into your subconscious mind, very similar to when you dream and how real that feels. But in this case, you're doing it in a very intentional way. And my thought is that many of these ancient cultures that have existed for 5,000 years, that put together all of these ruins and amazing geometric patterns and temples, and I mean, think of the pyramids, for example. I tend to think that these cultures were thinking and feeling more in terms of these energetic forces that we as human beings are able to literally tap into. And I really believe and know in my heart of hearts that we are at this tipping point where each person is realizing how to flip that switch on. And there's something within us, like a radio antenna, like how Rick Rubin talks about in The Creative Act, which is, I'll do a whole video on that. That's just been so inspiring to me. But tuning your antenna to the universe, to God, however you want to think about it, to this infinite energy that is boundless and all around us. And going back to my breathwork example, each time I'm ending one of these sessions, I am seeing this space scene, and I'm seeing these tunnels, if you will, the best way to describe them. And I'm able to put myself more and more through each one as if I'm going to pop out the other side at some point. And the beautiful thing about the breath work versus, let's say, like psychedelics of some sort, is that I get the immense feeling of comfort, and that I'm going at exactly the pace that I should be going for where I am at the time. And there's something about the breath that is so powerful that you can go on these journeys. And even when I've been going to sleep at night, as I'm falling to sleep, a lot of times, I will just imagine a blank slate with my eyes closed, and then try to picture that same scene of space and the stars and moving through. And a lot of times I can see that again, and I can maneuver in my own mind and feel as if I'm moving around a bit. And there's something so liberating about this, because what it does is it shows you, not in the intellectual sense, it shows you in the feelings that you get in your heart, in your root chakra. Whether or not people want to believe in the chakra systems and all this kind of stuff, what I can tell you from practical experience is when I first started doing the euphoric breath work, I felt from that region, right down by your tailbone, I felt circular energy starting to come in from that particular region and circle through my whole body until it would emerge up by my head. And then I would see these colors and shapes and this sort of thing. So the actual experience of it has been proven to me, right? And this is the key. This is a key point. It really doesn't matter how someone describes something to you, including what I'm telling you right now. You may be completely inspired. You may say, hey, I believe Shay. I believe that this is an experience I can have. But I want you to have that experience and judge for yourself. Go on that ride on your own and see what it does for you, because that is the ultimate truth. Our inner selves tell us the truth. What we resonate with and allow ourselves to resonate with shows us the truth over time. And since I've begun this practice along with other practices and embracing my creativity in a much more direct, practical way, a day-by-day way, taking the steps, putting myself in my music studio and creating, the things and people and circumstances and synergies that are showing up in my life around all of this, it's really too much to invent. It's impossible. It's absolutely impossible to invent or just see these things. These are energetic reactions from the universe, from God to me, that I'm able to access and then interject my full field into, and keep drawing more into myself, and at the same time putting out more, just like this, because I'm called to do so. And I know that if each one of us takes this journey step by step, a little bit at a time, we will get to where we need to get to for human consciousness to evolve on this planet. And that's how big this is. That's how resonant this can be. And it goes person by person, experience by experience. And then we go together as a collective, somewhere that we've never been, but that is also super familiar and natural. And I would say it's like coming home to yourself, to your soul tribe, to where you always thought you should be going on this journey of life. We have come into the 3D to experience things. I really believe that. And now that I've gotten in line with my soul's purpose, and every day I wake up and I'm striving towards that, I shouldn't even say striving, because I'm opening to it and allowing it. That's a much better way to put it. Because striving and thinking too much and pushing is often not the way. You know, you often have to let things come to you. But in order to let things come to you, you have to first resonate with the absolute, the truth. And that absolute truth is that we are all a small piece of God inside of ourselves. And once again, this is not an abstraction. This is an actuality. This is something we each experience. And it took me a long time to realize what it was and how to perpetuate this more and more and more in my life, and allow more and open more and feel more. So I am so happy to have you with me on this journey, and I'm sending you all the love in the world. And just know there's a collective here that supports you, that sends you the absolute most ease and grace as you navigate life, because life can be truly, truly difficult at times. And I'll do a whole other video on kind of my dark night of the soul moment or time period that led to all of this, because a lot of times it's not easy, because we construct these other thoughts and ideas and give them energy and prop them up in our minds, and at some point you face off against these other ideas and energies as you're building from your true self. So I don't want to make this too long. Just know I love you. I support you. Enjoy the rest of your day.